What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. I am the Poetic Healer, and in today's video, we're going to be reading the poem Harvest Season and 40 Days and 40 Nights. So, we're going to start off with Harvest Season. Being isolated is like a two-sided sword. However, begging for acceptance is something you should avoid. Relying on others to fulfill your happiness is dangerous. The result of begging for love can be monstrous. Therefore, accustom your mind for self reliance. Creating self fulfillment is pure, simple science. Once the distractions has been removed, it's time to grow. Make sure your intentions are clear because you reap what you sow, and that is harvest season. And now it says being isolated is like a two-sided sword. However, begging for acceptance is something you should avoid. So being isolated can either be something that is positive for you because you're working on yourself to reach the destination that you need to work on to reach, or it can be something that is kind of a stagnation and something that actually stops you from reaching a greater atmosphere or a greater plateau that you need to reach. But you, as the observer, you'll be able to judge to know: do you need to isolate yourself right now, or do you need to also start being back amongst the people and show your gifts and talents? And then it says, relying on others to fulfill your happiness is dangerous. The result of begging for love can be monstrous. So you have to rely on yourself. Everything has to come from within. You have to produce everything from within, from love, happiness, self-acceptance, strength. All these has to come from within before you can bring it out into the masses and expect other people to bring that to you. But you cannot be slave to the outside world and always wait for other people to bring this to yourself. You got to do it within yourself first, and then other people can see that and be inspired to also do the same thing also. And then it says, um therefore accustom your mind for self-reliance. Creating self-fulfillment is pure simple science. So it's the same thing, you know what I mean? Accustom your mind for self-reliance. Realize that everything comes from within, and from within, that's when you can bring it outwards. So the more you rely on yourself, you can never be slave to other people's expectation because you already created that for yourself. You know what I mean? You won't have to always be waiting and begging for other people to give that to you because you have created that for yourself. That's why self-reliance is very important. And that's pure simple science. That's how you create that science within you, is by working on yourself. And then once you work on yourself, the outside results will show. And then it says, once the distractions has been removed, it's time to grow. Make sure your intentions are clear because you reap what you sow. So that's why it's called the harvest season. You know what I mean? You're reaping what you sow. So whatever you plant into your mental soil, your mental seed into your mental soil, that is what you're going to birth out. That is what you're going to bring out to yourself. So if you give yourself a certain time to work on yourself, then that is what it's going to show. It's going to eventually grow, and then you reap what you sow, and you can enjoy that harvest and bask in the fruits of your labor. That's harvest season. Now let's get to the next poem. The next poem is called 40 Days and 40 Nights. Now it says, the war is over when you stop fighting with yourself. Set fire to your traumas and observe the pain melt. Eventually, you need to decide your fate for better or worse. When you think for others is when you live in reverse. Never allow the outer world to influence the inner world. Run your life like you run a business. Make sure to be self-employed. Don't expect society or the people in it to save you. Each time you have the opportunity to achieve, make sure to be grateful. And that is 40 days and 40 nights. Now it says, the war is over when you stop fighting within yourself. Set fire to your traumas and observe the pain melt. So the war is really within you. That's why I say it's very important to be the greatest version of yourself, because you're really fighting yourself, which is your mind. As a soul, you created the reflection of yourself, which is your mind. And now as a soul being, you're looking within your mind, you're seeing that reflection, and you're seeing, is this the type of mentality that I want to have, that I know would actually bring things into fruition for me? Or is this a mentality that I need to work on and morph into something that is actually more conducive to my atmosphere, conducive to my energy, and it's something that I should bring onto this world? So it's very important that you're always doing that self realization and self evaluation to be the greatest version of yourself, because we're always creating different versions of ourselves. And then it says, eventually you need to decide your fate for better or worse. When you think for others is when you live in reverse. So don't expect the outside world to be thinking for you. You got to think for yourself. And the more you can think for yourself and make decisions for yourself, the more you'll be more aligned within environments and people that are actually more supportive of who you are as a person and your actions and the way you think. And then it says, never allow the outer world to influence the inner world. Run your life like you run a business. Make sure to be self employed. So never allow the outer world to influence your inner world, because it's very important that you're controlling yourself, and your inner world is from within. It has to be the other way around, because if you're letting the outside world control you, then you're living in reverse. You're actually giving more power to the outside world and other people's expectations and validations of who you're meant to be, more than who you are as a person and who you are destined to be. You know what I'm saying? So you have to always realize that. And then it says, don't expect society or the people in it to save you. Each time you have the opportunity to achieve, make sure to be grateful. So it's very important that you're always grateful of who you are, the current circumstances you're in, because you know everything is a journey and you just got to keep working hard to reach where you need to reach. So it's very important that you're enjoying the journey, and you're actually taking mental note of what you're going through, because you'll be able to look back once you've reached where you've reached and be like, wow, I went through all that, but it made me a powerful person. It made me even stronger. So that's the whole point of everything. You know what I mean? Whether it's something that you're working on within yourself or people are bringing this onto you, the more you can be strong in your finding the power within yourself, the more eventually things will come to you that was meant for you. You just have to always have a very determined mindset. And the more you have a determined mindset, the more everything you'll be able to determine your external circumstances. But you have to have the determined mindset first before you can create that determined experiences and circumstances. So, yeah, guys, it's very important that you're finding the power within yourself. And once you do that, everything else will come into fruition. So, yeah, guys, that is the poem for today's video. Hope you guys gained something new. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you soon.